Hi, this is Mindy with USDR, and in this video, I'll tell you about a tool we built to help our government partners streamline their process in putting together the ARPA quarterly performance and expenditure report. So when we first talked to our partners, we found that this was the typical process that they were using to report on ARPA funds. They'll have these programs denoted by these P's at the bottom. Now, each of these programs would be run by a particular agency. So for example, a program on vaccine outreach would be run by say the Department of Health. As these programs spend money, inevitably the agencies create Excel spreadsheets in order to track how this money was spent. And when it comes time for reporting, they fill out these Excel spreadsheets and send it all up to the Grants Management Office or the Office of Budget and Management, whatever it is called in your jurisdiction. I have here an example of 3 different agencies, but we've seen several hundreds of these workbooks getting sent to a single team at the grants office. And what will happen in this grants office after that is they'll receive these hundreds of Excel spreadsheets and have to do data validation and also manually transform all that information into the CSVs that are required by Treasury in order to upload it to Treasury's website. Now, let's say that there is a typo somewhere or someone summed something incorrectly through this process. After you do all that aggregation and uploading to Treasury, Treasury will kick it back to the grants office with a single error. And the person in charge of this process in the grants office have to go all the way back down the stack to try to figure out which agency and which program this error originated from. This entire process is extremely time consuming and takes on orders of weeks of multiple full-time employees every single quarter when ARPA project and expenditure reporting is required to be due. And that is why we built a tool to solve 3 major pain points. Number 1, data management. How do you keep track of hundreds of workbooks coming at you? Number 2, data validation. Making sure that the data that people are submitting to you is in fact good information. And last but not least, automated data aggregation. So taking all of these workbooks and automatically generating the final CSV that is required by Treasury. First, I'll walk you through a flow diagram of how the tool works and then through a demo of the tool itself. So here's the flow diagram. So you see here, we still have the programs as in the previous diagram. All these programs are still being managed by various agencies as they spend money. But here's what's different. Each of these agencies will receive an Excel workbook that has been designed by us to meet the reporting requirements from US Treasury for ARPA project and expenditure reporting. And when they fill out these workbooks, instead of sending it directly to the grants management officer, they can upload it to our reporting tool. Now, our reporter tool will do data validation right then and there, thus shortcutting the amount of time it takes to discover mistakes and getting the feedback immediately to the person who can correct it the most easily. Now, when everyone has uploaded properly validated workbooks, the grants management officer is able to download the fully formatted CSV of all the information that has been automatically aggregated by our tool with a single click of a button. And after that, they are able to upload that CSV straight to the Treasury portal without any further editing needed on their part. So here's the workbook where a project manager would fill in all the information required for their particular project. So first, they'll select an EC code. You can select from a pick list, so you'll know that you are not making any typos in terms of entering the EC code. And let's say that I am choosing 1.1, COVID-19 vaccination project. Now this will take you to a different tab. You'll see down here that this is a tab specifically for EC1. This tab would be different for, say, a project in EC5. You can go through and enter in all your information one by one like this, right? And you'll also see that there are some grayed out columns, right? So these grayed out columns are currently not required. However, if you enter some some questions like so. Let's say this project includes a capital expenditure. This is going to start revealing some columns because now these extra information is conditionally required. So let's say my capital expenditure type is this, and the total amount is $10 million. And you'll see that $10 million will reveal a bunch of other questions. But let's say that I did actually complete a Davis-Bacon Certification Act. You're going to see suddenly all of this information is no longer required. So what this workbook does is it makes it really easy for the project manager to understand exactly what information is needed from them for each of their projects for each different type of EC category. And because it's using pick lists and because it has data validation built in, it's going to minimize as much as possible the amount of typos that are made. Other tabs that exist here, besides just the EC tab, you have tabs for subrecipients, awards over 50,000, expenditures over 50,000, aggregate awards under 50,000. And once the project manager has filled all of that out, it will go to the first tab, which is the certification tab. And right here, it will certify with their name. This way, you as the budget management officer know that this information has been certified.
Now let's take a look at the web tool itself. Let's say that you are a project manager and you have filled out the workbook that your grants program officer has given you that we talked about in the last section. Now what you do is you come to this tool, you hit Submit Spreadsheet, like so, and you'll hit Upload. Now, when you upload this workbook, the tool will actually help you to do some data validation. So, for example, it'll tell you if any values are missing, and it'll also tell you the exact tab, row, and column where this error is occurring. It will tell you, for example, the dates you put in are out of bounds of the current reporting cycle. It'll also tell you, for example, that 2 columns are summing incorrectly. If you upload a workbook and it's correctly filled out, this entire page will turn green and let you know that it is all validated, so you can have peace of mind that the data you have uploaded passes muster. The budget management officer overseeing all uploads, then, you are able to take a look at exactly who and what agency has uploaded their files. So this is the data management portion of this tool. You can do things like search for different folks. You can filter by agency, for example, the DHS. You can search for different EC codes whose projects have been uploaded, and of course by the file name itself. You can also search by which files have been properly validated, that is, they all have valid information that have been uploaded. So you're probably wondering, well, how do I manage all these users who are getting access to the tool? You're able to add new users through this tab. So you can see here, we can create a new user. And you're also able to edit any existing user. Each user belongs to an agency, so you can create new agencies as well. What you see here are some dummy agencies that we've put in only for test purposes, but you can imagine that this would be, for example, Office of Management and Budget, Department of Transportation, and so on and so forth. Another feature you're also able to control here is looking at the different reporting periods. So each reporting period for the American Rescue Plan have already been entered into this. At the end of each reporting period, what you can do is you can hit the Certified Reporting Period button, and what that will do is prevent your users and your staff from accidentally uploading to that reporting period in the future. What it'll also do is you will also be able to advance to the next reporting period on this drop-down down here, and you'll be able to see all the different documents that have been uploaded for that specific reporting period. And last but not least, at the end of it all, when everyone has finally uploaded all their workbooks, you're able to hit this button, which will download a zip file of all the CSVs that you can upload straight to Treasury, that is created from the aggregates of all the workbooks that everyone has uploaded. And you're also able to download an audit report. This is for internal usage only.
interested in this tool or would like support around ARPA reporting in general, you can learn more and contact us at usdigitalresponse.org.